Hey there, and welcome to the Family Fudge. In today's video, the kids are taking over, and we are going to share with you 11 super easy breakfast ideas that are perfect for kids to make for themselves. And you guys, none of these ideas include a bowl of cereal. Now, before we get started, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you love breakfast as much as we do. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Also, in celebration of the new Family Fudge aprons, in the description box of this video, I'm going to be giving away 2 aprons to 2 of my subscribers. Each winner gets to choose which size of apron, the color of the apron, and which character goes on it. These aprons are so cute, and they are awesome if you want to get in the kitchen with your kids. Again, there's going to be a link on how to enter in the description box below.
For this breakfast, I'm gonna start by washing some fresh strawberries and blueberries. Once those are nice and clean, I'm just going to dry them on a kitchen towel. Next, I'm going to very carefully cut the tops off of the strawberries, then slice them into bite-sized pieces.
And you guys, these parfaits are super easy.
The first layer is the strawberries. That's the red part.
Next comes the Greek yogurt.
That's the white part. Next, I'll add a layer of blueberries for the blue. And then finally, I'm going to top them all off with plenty of granola. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to cut some strawberries into hearts to use as a decoration for the top. And that's all there is to it.
Now, you can dig into these right away, or you could also make these ahead of time, cover them with some plastic wrap, and keep them in the fridge for several days.
These breakfast parfaits are sweet, crunchy, and delicious. The star of these breakfasts are definitely the waffles. And I'm going to need to toast up a bunch of them. For the first half of the waffles, I'm going to add a good amount of honey pecan cream cheese. This stuff is so good. It's not too sweet, and it's perfect on waffle. I'm going to spread this out on both sides. And then to just one of the sides, I'm going to drizzle on a bit of honey. Now with the other waffles, I'm going to add a generous amount of chunky peanut butter because chunky peanut butter is my favorite. Next, on the other waffles, I'm just going to squeeze on some strawberry jam.
Now, you could definitely leave these waffle sandwiches whole, but to fit nicely into our breakfast boxes, I'm going to help by cutting them into quarters.
And now it's time to build some boxes. Each box is going to get half honey pecan and half peanut butter and jelly waffles. That way, everybody gets both flavors. Next, I'm adding a banana to half of the boxes. Now, the other half of the boxes are not getting bananas. Instead, I'm adding whole strawberries, followed by plenty of grapes. Next, I'm adding a bunch of blueberries, followed by some cheese. I'm adding some mozzarella Baby Bell cheese, and some regular Baby Bell cheese. And last but not least, I am gonna add some of my favorite cereal.
And you guys, speaking of cereal, that brings me to our questions of the day. What is your favorite cereal? And if you don't like cereal, what is your favorite quick and easy breakfast?
Let us know in the comments down below.
Now this recipe is definitely great for older kids to make, like my son Jackson here. And if you have one of these sandwich makers, it's super quick and easy.
First, I'm going to get my egg ready. I'm just cracking it and lightly beating it. Next, I'm going to open up an English muffin. And to this, I'm adding a little bit of pizza sauce.
And you guys, when it comes to this sandwich maker, you do want to preheat it, and you also want to make sure to just use the handles here, because otherwise the sides of the sandwich maker do get hot.
On the bottom, I'm adding my first half of that English muffin, followed by a little bit of mozzarella cheese. Then I'm putting the next section down, and in here I'm adding a layer of pepperoni, and then the egg, and a bit more cheese. Finally, I'm adding on the other piece of bread, then closing it all up. And this is gonna take about 5 minutes to cook all the way through. Now I know it might sound a little bit strange, having egg with your pizza, but I think it's really good. It's cheesy, a little bit spicy with the pepperoni, but overall it's a 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend.
All of my kids love smoothies, especially Miss Lily. These make-ahead packs are perfect for kids, and they're totally customizable. Today we're making 3 different types of smoothie packs, and we're going to be using a lot of frozen fruit, so there's no chopping involved. To make a bunch of these ahead of time, we're going to be using some Ziploc bags, and we really like these thicker reusable ones. And you guys, this size bag will actually make 2 smoothies. Oh yes, and you don't have to have these little bag stands here, but it does make filling the baggies a lot easier.
In each of these bags, I'm adding a scoop of vanilla Greek yogurt. Next, we like to add oats to our smoothies. Next, I'm adding some frozen peaches, and I'm also adding a little bit of cinnamon, and for some sweetness, some honey.
For this next smoothie pack, we're going to be adding the Greek vanilla yogurt first. We're also adding some oats. And then this time, instead of using peaches, we're using a heaping cup of frozen pineapple. Next, we're adding some shredded coconut. And to make these smoothies extra creamy, they're also going to get a chunk of banana.
These strawberry banana smoothies start off just like all of the rest. Greek yogurt, some oats, and then this time we're using frozen strawberries and bananas. Then these ones are also getting just a handful of fresh spinach. And trust me, you're not even going to be able to taste the spinach at all.
Now, once we have all of these smoothies prepped and ready to go, we're gonna keep them in the freezer. And then when the kids wanna make a smoothie for breakfast, all they have to do is pick which flavor combo they'd like, add it to the Magic Bullet blender cup, add in some almond milk or some oat milk, and blend it up. And you guys, I recommend, since these smoothies do contain oatmeal, that you blend it a little bit longer just to help break it up into smaller pieces. And you guys, if you make the pina colada flavor, I recommend using coconut milk instead of oat milk or almond milk, because coconut milk makes this entire smoothie taste more like dessert than breakfast. It is so good. Now, we can't talk about easy breakfasts without talking about breakfast toast. And you guys, there are so many ways to jazz it up. Here are just a few of our favorites. For this version, I'm adding some chocolate hazelnut spread, followed by some sliced strawberries, sliced bananas, and a sprinkling of coconut. We also love to make a teddy bear version. That's just some peanut butter on toast. Then you also need just a few slices of banana and a few chocolate chips. This one is definitely the cutest. And then recently, we started making a baked yogurt toast. You've probably seen this all over TikTok, but if you haven't made this yet, definitely give it a try. It's really good. You just need egg, yogurt, and honey. And if the kids make this in the air fryer, it's super easy for them. It just takes a few minutes. Okay guys, next up, my oldest daughter Mackenzie is going to share one of her favorite breakfast recipes.
I'm going to start by cracking my eggs first, and I'm using 3 eggs because this recipe actually makes enough for 2 older kids. To these eggs, I'm also adding salt and pepper and a splash of milk. Now I'm just going to whisk this together really well. Now I'm going to set that aside and prepare the bagel. I'm just going to lightly toast this bagel, and then it's time for some avocado. Now unfortunately, this one is still rock hard, so instead, I'm going to use the kind that comes ready to go. I'm just going to spread this whole container on both of the bagels. Next, for the scrambled eggs, I'm just turning my pan onto medium, and now I'm adding a bit of butter. Once that's melted, I can add in the eggs. And I cook these pretty slowly. I'm just gently scraping the bottom and the sides of my pan until the eggs are fully cooked. And I like my eggs to not be jiggly at all, but I still like them to be nice and fluffy. Now I'll divide these eggs amongst the bagels, then sprinkle the top with cheese. So this is basically like an open-faced, egg-topped avocado toast. They're a little messy, but so good and super easy to make.
And then lastly, we're making some banana bread overnight oats. Now, we love to make these ahead of time and just keep them in the fridge. My kids like to eat them cold, right out of the fridge, but you could also heat them up and enjoy them warm.
This recipe makes 4 small jars. First, I'm smashing up 2 whole bananas. I'm helping by scooping out some oats. I will add those to my bowl, followed by almond milk, chia seeds, a few pinches of salt, and some maple syrup. Next, we're adding a splash of vanilla. And we almost forgot to make these overnight oats nice and creamy. We need to add some vanilla yogurt. And now everything gets mixed together. Now we're gonna add these to our jars, and before you put on the lid, some mini chocolate chips on top. If you love banana bread, then you love this recipe.
Okay guys, now I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that you get to enjoy some of these breakfast ideas yourself.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.